All right, let's get practicing in QuickBooks Online. Grab the link below in the description so that you can follow along. All right, here we are in the QBO Gym. The QBO Gym is a place where we have numerous hands-on exercises that simulate real-life scenarios that you may encounter as a bookkeeper. We come out with new exercises each month and break it down for you into 4 different sections. Today, we are working in the March Year 1 cardio section where we really focus on those basic skills. At the top here is an animated video to give you a synopsis of what is going on in Craig's world this month. He is our fictitious business owner. Further down is an interactive pre-assessment quiz. Below that are the exercises in this section. And at the bottom here is an optional area where after you have gone through all of the exercises, we do have some sample posts that you can use on your LinkedIn to share with everybody what you have learned so far. So let's dive right into our exercise today where we are going to practice sending Craig's invoice. Go ahead and click on that link to have the exercise pulled up for you. I have it over here on the right-hand side, so let's read through our scenario. Craig has left you a cryptic note and asked you to send out the invoice. Has he given you enough information? To see the note, we're going to click on the link beneath the cardio video, the animated cardio video on the previous page. So if you go back to the gym and you scroll back up to the top, here is that animated video. Go ahead and click on this button right here that says Craig's note. When you do, it will download for you and it will look like this. So the note only says Freeman Garden 2 Trim 4. So it's a little convoluted on what this means. So let's go ahead through the exercise and see if we can figure it out. You will need to be in the sample company to do this exercise. Now, if you're not sure how to get into the sample company or get your own free QBOA account, be sure to click on the link below in the description. I have the sample company pulled up here on the left side of my screen. This is the dashboard and what it will look like once you sign in. So let's go ahead and get started with the exercise. The first thing we need to do is we need to click on the plus new button and then click on invoice. So the plus new button is on the top left corner of your screen. Go ahead and click on that and then go ahead and select invoice. And once that appears for you, we're going to start filling it out. Now, we will be sending this invoice to Freeman Sporting Goods. Note that there are 3 options for Freeman, the main customer, and then 2 sub-customer locations. You ask Craig which one this is for, and he says it's for the Twin Lane location. So in the customer field under Freeman Sporting Goods, we want to select 55 Twin Lane. So click into that down arrow right here in the customer field. If you scroll down a little bit, you see Freeman Sporting Goods and then the 2 sub-customers or other locations for them. Go ahead and select the one that says 55 Twin Lane. Now we're going to fill out the rest of this. We're going to leave all of this information as is, but just know in a real life scenario, you may need to make adjustments as is or as necessary for the customer. But let's go ahead and fill out this area. Now there are 3 products and services that contain the word garden, which is what is on his note. But you can be reasonably certain that Craig was referring to weekly gardening services. So in the product service field, we're going to select gardening. Go ahead and click into that box 2 times. You can go ahead and start typing in gardening to have it show up for you. Once you find it, go ahead and select it. Now, on the note next to garden, Craig wrote 2, but 2 of what? 2 weeks, 2 hours, and how much does he charge? You could do some digging by looking at the past invoices and learn that Craig typically charges $25 per week, and his invoices usually have more than 1 week on them. So it would still be a good idea to confirm this with Craig, and it would be a good idea to enter a default price for this service in the products and services list. That way it will come up automatically each time you create an invoice. Because right now it is just showing weekly gardening service 1 and there is no rate that is here. But if you go to the products and services list and you find gardening, you can add a standard rate, a default rate of $25, so that every time you are creating an invoice and this shows up, the rate will also show up for us. So we're going to say that it was for 2 weeks. So we're going to, in the quantity field, type 2. So delete that one, type 2. And then in the rate field, we're going to type 25. Go ahead and click into the rate field, type 25. When you hit the tab key over, QBO is going to make that calculation for you that 2 times 25 equals $50. Now that in a real life scenario, any real life scenario, you would want to get the service date from Craig. For the purposes of this exercise, we're just going to leave it blank. So you would maybe add in the description field these services, the service date from Craig, when those weekly gardening services were provided. So now we need to, if you remember on the note, there is that other one that says trim for. So we need to add that on the second line in the product service field. Go ahead and click into it 2 times. And if you want to scroll, you can, or you can start typing trimming to have it come up for you. Once you find it, go ahead and select it. Note that for this service, the default rate has already been established, which makes your life so much easier. You can see that right here. Now, he did say 4 on the note, so in the quantity field, we're going to type 4. Click into that field, type 4. When you hit the tab key over, you will see the calculation has been made, as well as the calculation of 50 plus 140 to equal that balance due of $190. Now, at this point, you would, in a real life scenario, send this to Freeman Sporting Goods, and you would do that by clicking on Save and Send. But since we can't actually send invoices here in the sample company, we are going to click on the down arrow next to Save and Send and select Save and Close. So go ahead and click that down arrow and then select Save and Close. And that invoice has been saved, and that is how you would create and send invoices. And if you have any questions or want to know more about the QBO Gym, just click on the link below in the description. We continue in the cardio section, again, focusing on those basic skills with our next exercise where we practice paying a credit card bill. And I will see you in the next